responses, children, but I was a little bit disappointed, children, because only very few have scored 15 upon 15. Okay. Why, children? What happened? Cali, why you got, I think, 3 or 4 wrong? I think you got 12 marks out of 15. Even Trinity, I think you got 1 or 2 wrong answers, isn't it? What test? Arjun, you did that quiz, no? Quiz. My voice is breaking. Am I not audible, clearly audible, children?
You're clear, ma'am. Tasin, ma'am,
Okay.
no breaking.
No, ma'am. Kanishka and she's saying my voice is breaking.
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. Yes, children, please listen to the class carefully. Then you can do your objectives very well. Okay. Only if you listen to the class and read the content only, you can answer the objectives. Okay, it's very important to answer the objectives because you can write many pages for short answers or okay, but when you attend any interview or anything, no, they won't ask essay type or short answers. They'll ask only the MCQ type only. So you should be well versed in that. Kanishka, I'll explain to that when we discuss about the harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay, there's one more subtopic, harmful effects of microorganisms. We can see in detail about that. I'll explain to you. Okay. So in last class, we saw about the beneficial aspects of no calorie. Yeast will not spoil the bread. Yeast help in making the bread, or it will not spoil the bread. Okay. So in last class, we were talking about the vaccines. Okay. So before we get into detail about vaccines, we can see 1 or 2 facts about antibodies. Okay. Antibiotics. See, I want to just recall this topic. So can you say who first discovered the antibiotic? Who first discovered the antibiotic and what was its name? Yes. Who first discovered antibiotic and what was its name? What is its name? Because it is even in, they're using it now. Yes. Very good, Dhanmalya. Very good, Dhanmalya. Very good, Pugalendi. Very good. Yes, it was Alexander Fleming who discovered the first antibiotic. Very good, Caleb. And one more. I didn't get his name. Very good, Arshida. Safa, very good. So it was Alexander Fleming who first discovered the antibiotic. So I think Trinity gave the proper answer, that is penicillin. She gave the name of the antibiotic, it is penicillin. Okay. My next question is, from where did he got that? You only gave it. Okay. Sorry, Pugalandi. Pugalandi gave the correct answer. Okay. Yes. From where did he? Yes, Trinity. I mistook. Okay, no problem. From where did he prepare? From which he prepared the penicillin? From where did he prepare that penicillin? No, Sanchana, my question is from which organism? From which organism he derived that penicillin? He got that penicillin. Fungus. Yes, very good, Salvia. Can you name the fungus? Can you name the fungus? So who told it is Staphylococcus? It was in the petri dish. Very good, Sanjana. Penicillin notatum. Okay, it is Penicillium notatum. This one I am very late today. It is Penicillium notatum. It is a fungus. Okay, it is a fungus called Penicillium notatum. It is not potatum, notatum, Navina, N. Is it N? Okay. So gave the answer as Staphylococcus. See, Staphylococcus is a bacteria, it's a type of bacteria. Okay, so it is a bacteria which was in the Petri dish. Okay, this penicillin affected the growth of the bacteria. That's what he noticed. Okay, so Staphylococcus is a type of bacteria, okay, present in the Petri dish. This penicillin did not allow the bacteria to multiply. That's what it attracted the scientist. Okay. Yes. So when you talk about antibiotics, children, have you ever taken any antibiotic for cold? Usually we take antibiotic for cold and fever only. Usually, I think. Yes. Okay. Okay. Calib, Trinity, all are taken. Ashida has taken. Okay. So when you take the antibiotic, have you noticed? Doctor will say two things. Have you noticed? When you take the antibiotic, he will give and he will prescribe the antibiotic for a period of time. He will ask us to take that antibiotic for that period completely. Have you noticed it? For 1 week or 10 days, depending upon the intensity of our disease. Okay. If you have severe cold, no, he will ask us to take that antibiotic. Yes, for 10 days, he will prescribe that. For any, not only for cold, for any disease, no, they have a prescribed time limit. They, for example, for TB, for tuberculosis, no, they will ask us to take for 6 months to 1 year. Okay, why they give that prescribed time limit, you know? Then only the complete bacteria will get out of our body. Okay, so they'll have that period. So this amount of two things you should remember when you take the antibiotic. One is the dosage. The dosage of antibiotic. Yes, power. Very good, Pugalandi. Very good. Dosage. Okay, power. Second thing is the time period. How much days you have to take it. These two are very, very important. Okay, so you may think, okay, yesterday I had fever, today I took the medicine, I'm okay, let me drop the medicine, let me stop the medicine. Okay, if you do that, no, again you'll be getting the same health issue after 1 week or after 1 month, like that. Okay, why you know? Because the germs are not completely killed from your body. They're not completely get ridden from your body. Okay, so only if you take, no, you should not do that. You should not do. Okay, so only if you take the medicine for a particular period of time, the doctor prescribes. Okay, till that you have to take. Even if you're okay, if you improve your health, if your health improves also, you take that medicine for the prescribed time limit. Then only the last germ, 1 or 2 germ will be get out of your body. One thing. Second thing, the dosage is very, very important. Why? See, we may think, why to take, for example, they'll give 250 mg, 500 mg. I have seen about, have you come across that? Paracetamol 500, paracetamol 250. Paracetamol is not an antibiotic, but they have that power. Have you noticed that? So, doctors say that, scientists say that when you take the antibiotics, the dosage should be minimum. The dosage should be minimum. Okay. If you take the dosage very high, no, that particular germ will become used to that antibiotic. It will improve its that's what they say mutation. Okay, it improve its power, and this particular antibiotic will not act upon that germ. Yes, yes, Pugalandi, you are correct. Very good, Pugalandi. Yes, it depends upon our age. Yes, you are correct. Yes, yes. Okay, so the dosage is very, very important. You should not think, why to take 250 mg for 2 days? Let me take 500 mg for 1 day. No, it will not work. Okay, so the doctors know the minimum dosage will kill that germ step by step. Okay, so if you give the high dosage, no, that particular germ will become, that is, we say, more virulent. become more powerful. Okay, then you cannot kill that germ. Okay, so take the minimum dosage and to take that antibiotic for a particular period of time. Should not drop that medicine as we like. Okay. The third important fact is, okay, so many of us think antibiotics will work out for all infections. When you take antibiotic, it works for all infections. No, children, antibiotics will not work out for virus. Okay, antibiotics will not work out for virus. Virus cannot be killed by any antibiotic. Then you may ask me one question. Then why they are giving the antibiotic for cold, common cold? Okay, common cold is caused by virus only. Then why doctors are giving the common cold vaccine, that is antibiotic for common cold? Any idea? See, when we have common cold, no? Yes, yes, Pugalandi, very good Pugalandi. Yes. See, when we get common cold. Yes, Trinity, complete your answer. I think you are correct. Complete your answer. Trinity, it will reduce. Second part of the answer. It will reduce the effect. What effect? It will reduce what effect? Okay, let me explain why. See, when we get common cold, our body will be somewhat low in immunity. Okay, so our body will somewhat low in immunity. We get body pain, headache, all sorts of, I'll say Caleb. Okay, so we get all sorts of it because our immunity will go down. Okay, it is fighting against the virus. Our body, immune system is fighting against a virus. When our immune system goes down, no, then we may get the infection of other germs also, like any bacteria or fungus also. Okay, then the condition will be very worse. Clear, the condition will be very worse. So in order to prevent the other infections to happen in our body, precautionary measure, the doctors give us the antibiotic. Moreover, see, sometimes no, this our common cold will be is caused by virus, but sometimes no, this common cold is caused by few stomach upset also, which is caused by bacteria. Okay, for that reason also they give us that antibiotic. Okay, so next time don't think I'm having common cold, it is a viral disease, you should not take antibiotic, it will not act against it, why to take it? Don't avoid it. Okay, you have to take the antibiotic. Though it is not effective against the virus, it protects your body against other infections. And if it is caused by any stomach upset, okay, that will be cured. Okay, so don't think that common cold is caused only because of viral, that is drinking too much of ice water or having head bath. No, not like that. Okay, a very good question. Who put that question? A very good question, children. Who put that question? Very good doubt. Yes. So I think now we are clear with the antibiotics. Now we can pass on to the vaccines. Okay. So in the last class, no, we saw about vaccines. We just started how a vaccine is prepared. What is the vaccine? Okay. So what is a vaccine? Vaccine is nothing but the same germ which causes the disease in our body. Okay. For example, if smallpox is caused, see, for smallpox vaccine, what do they do? How do they prepare? Amlodipine. Amlodipine. What? Your statement is correct, Amlodipine, but for what I give the statement? You're perfectly correct, Amlodipine. Very good, Amlodipine. Very good. Yes. Now we are preparing a smallpox vaccine. So what do you mean by a smallpox vaccine? What is present in a smallpox vaccine? Why we give a specific name smallpox vaccine? Why are not giving that common name vaccine? See, we call medicine. Okay, we call medicine. We call antibiotic. We call vaccine. But for each one we have particular name. We say smallpox vaccine. But we are not saying that TB antibiotic. We are not saying typhoid antibiotic. Okay. used to cure mild virus. No, no Trinity. So why we when we talk about vaccine for chicken pox. So when we talk about vaccine, we give a particular name, the name of the disease, smallpox vaccine. Why it is so? Because the vaccine is prepared from the smallpox virus only. Okay, the vaccine is prepared from the smallpox virus only. And yes, very good, Salvia. That vaccine is effective only against smallpox. Okay, you cannot think that chicken pox, we can give the same vaccine for chicken pox. No, it is very dangerous. Should not give that. Okay, you can give a vaccine, but we can be vaccinated for all diseases. Yes, Pugalenthi, I think you are giving a definition for vaccine. Very good, Pugalenthi. I think Amaldin also gave the proper definition. Yes, so how to prepare the smallpox vaccine? They prepared by two methods. Generally, vaccine. How? One is they will kill the virus. Yes, so the one method is that they prepare it by killing the virus. Okay, killing the same virus which caused the disease, and they prepare the vaccine, dead virus. Okay. Second is they inactivate the virus. They inactivate the virus. Yes, very good, Kanishka, very good. Yes. So they inactivate the virus and prepare the vaccine. So two methods of preparing the vaccine. So who was the first person? Yes, very good, Salvia, very good. So it was the Edward Jenner, the famous scientist. Very good, yes, Edward Jenner, the famous scientist who discovered the first vaccine for smallpox. He discovered the vaccine for smallpox because, see, in 16th century and 17th century, you know, smallpox was a very dreadful disease. It killed many people. There was no medicine for smallpox. They don't know why it is happening, how it is happening. Okay, it killed many people. Okay, so Edward Jenner was the first scientist who prepared a vaccine against smallpox. They don't know how to control smallpox. Okay, so in the year 17.
Excuse me, ma'am, I have a small information to share. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, children, kind note that there was a Google form that was shared in the Google Classroom 2 days ago to furnish your email ID and your phone numbers to upload the YouTube recordings for your classes. So kindly furnish those details immediately after the class and submit it without fail. Most of you have not done it. So if there is an intimation in the Google Classroom, kindly follow it. That is one information, and some of you have some pictures in as your profile picture or your DP here. So kindly remove that and keep your DP plain for the classes. Thank you. Hope you got the information. First thing, kindly furnish the Google form that is given in the Google Classroom to update your email IDs and phone numbers immediately. The second one is to remove your profile pictures and keep it plain. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, children, shall I continue our class now? Yes, so it was Edward Jenner who first discovered the vaccine for smallpox, the dreadful disease which killed many people in 16th and 17th century. Okay, so after him, many scientists found many vaccines. The vaccines are very effective against disease like typhoid, chickenpox. Okay, now we have vaccines for many diseases like that is, we say meningitis, encephalitis. Okay, so we have many vaccines. Even now, I think you come across about vaccine for corona. Okay, COVID-19. Yes, we have Covishield vaccine, Covaxin, then Sputnik. So each country is preparing a vaccine. Okay, so they say it works up to this percentage. It's effective against this percentage. Okay, so they have many percentages: 70% effective, 99% effective. So what makes the difference? It is the preparation alone, okay, not only that killed germs alone are present in that, they also add some more chemicals to make it more effective against a particular disease. It makes a difference, okay. So we have, this is all about vaccine. Do you have any doubt about vaccine and antibiotics, children? Okay, so I think you have come across this immunization chart. So when there's a newborn baby, no, the doctor will give us a chart. Okay, so he'll prepare a chart, and in that chart, mention that in what age, what vaccine should be given. We have 3 columns there. Okay, one column consists of age or month, and second column consists of vaccine, and third column consists of the dosage, booster dose or main dose, like that. It's called as immunization chart. Okay, so age will be there. Okay, against which disease will be there, and the dosage will be there. Okay, so we have to strictly follow the chart. See, a newborn baby will be given the BCG vaccine. It is very, very important. BCG vaccine is, we say it has triple antigen. Okay, it is a triple antigen vaccine. It's very effective. It's called Bacillus calmette-guerin. It is called Bacillus calmette-guerin. Okay, it's very, very important. Then we have triple antigen vaccine, effective against 3 diseases. So this BCG is a very important vaccine. It is given to protect us from the very dreadful disease TB. Okay, then we have a triple antigen vaccine, typhoid vaccine, and then for mumps, for measles, we have many vaccines. As children, so when we get that vaccine, no, then we are, we can say that we are immunized. Okay, we say that as immunization. So what do you mean by immunization? We have a term called immunization, that is to improve our immunity against a particular disease, we take a particular vaccine. That is called immunization. Okay. Yes, they have a newborn within 3 days, 1 vaccine should be given. Then polio against polio vaccine will be given. Then they have a few booster doses for polio vaccine. See, if depending on the severity of the disease, no, they add that booster dose. Okay. Introducing a vaccine. Yes, yes, very good, very good. Yes. Okay. And then one of you put me one question. And then why we have to take fruits or vegetables? What do they do in our body? Who was that? It's a very good question. Who was that? See, vegetables and fruits are very, very important because they contain lot of minerals and vitamins. Okay, minerals and vitamins. I think you know the collective name of these two. What we call these foods as? See, we give that separate name, energy giving food, body building food. So what is the name given to these two? What is the name given? Anybody? Anybody? Vitamins and minerals are called as very good, Afzal. Very good, very good. Very good. They are called as protective food. They are called as protective food. Why? They protect our body from many infections. It is true. It protects our body against many infections, many diseases. Sorry. Okay. But they alone are not enough. Okay. They alone are not enough to protect our body against disease. Okay. So medicines, vaccines, antibiotics, and minerals and vitamins all together will improve our immunity. Okay, even if one is lacking, no, it takes a very long time. It takes a very long time to recover. I think time is up. Is it? Okay, now we have. Okay, so minerals and vitamins are very, very important because when you take a particular vaccine, no, that vaccine should be effective. It should work in our body. Okay, our body needs a lot of that is minerals and vitamins to make that vaccine effective. Okay, then only our body can prepare more and more vaccine with the help of the proteins. Clear. So don't think that I'm taking this vaccine, no need to take vegetables and fruits. No, it is not correct. It's not good. Okay, you have to take vegetables and fruits because they additional advantage. Yes, children, you got it? I don't know who put that question, but it was very good question. Yes? Okay. Shall we pass on to any doubts, children? So with this, we are completing our vaccines, antibiotics and vaccines. You can clear your doubts. Any doubts, children? The next class, you can see about the next advantage of microorganism. Yes, very good, Kanishka. I will come to it. Though we have one more subtopic to complete this. See, Kanishka, bread gets spoiled because of the fungus. It is called as bread mold, as a type of fungus called bread mold. Okay, these fungus, no, they not only live on bread and multiply, they live on all the items which consist of sugar, that is carbohydrate. Okay, these fungus will grow. Yes, my questions are going too fast. I couldn't read your questions at all. Children, see, yes, Salvia, good question, Salvia, good question. I'll answer to your question. Wait. So this fungus, no, this bread mold fungus will have spores. We call seeds, no, and that it has spores. See, this, we cannot see it with a naked eye. That spores, no, will be plenty in the air. When it falls on any food items, no, it will start growing in that food item. If that food item contains more carbohydrate and more sugar, no, it multiplies rapidly. We know very well that bread contains lot of carbohydrate. That's what we multiply. Moreover, it is moist also. So bread mold, that fungus need moisture condition. Okay, so when there is any moisture condition in the bread, no, it starts multiplying. It will start to grow rapidly. That's what bread gets spoiled. Okay, then who asked that question? Why to put 2 doses? See, depending upon the severity of the disease, children, I told you already, no. See, polio, it is a very dreadful disease. It has to be eradicated completely. Okay, so few salvia, very good salvia, very good. So few disease need only 1 dose. Okay, moreover, I told you already, no, we have 2 types of vaccine. One is dead vaccine, one is inactivate vaccine. Okay, mostly, no, when we give dead vaccine, they will have many booster doses. Okay, when they apply dead vaccine, mostly they have booster doses. Moreover, it depends upon the severity, how much the germ prevails in this world. We have to eradicate it completely. So we give more and more dosage to make that body immune against the particular disease. Got it, children? Got it? Come with more and more doubts, children. Our class will be more interesting if you come with more doubts. Yes, children, next class we can clear more and more doubts. Yes? Was the class interesting and useful, children? We can have more interesting tomorrow. Okay? Thank you, children.